The other warnings that we are seeing, I get these charts from the St. Louis Fed. They're public information. They have not stopped publishing them yet. The Fed did, they will at one day. It will happen. The Fed stopped publishing the M3 money supply, I believe in 2006. It's very damaging. This is something else governments always do. The figures just disappear. They don't look good. They're manipulated or they just disappear. This is the adjusted monetary base. This is a measure of possible future inflation. This is a 50-year chart. That area in red is like less than a year, probably. And that is big as the increase in the monetary base has been big in that time period as in the entire last 50 years. So add up all the inflation in the last 50 years and say, well, okay, we could have that amount in a few months. Now here's the chart. There's reasons that this money's not flowing into the economy. Yes, you have a chart. Total reserves is summer deposits account for reserve requirements. Notice they've gone up about, 20-something times in a few months. More than, this is once again 50 years. There's dozens of these charts, by the way. It doesn't matter what chart you look at. And no matter what your interpretation is, something is really wrong no matter what. Okay, barred reserves, lower number easy credit, it started to collapse in 2008, and it shot up, which means credit's really difficult and hard to get. That's what's keeping the money out of the system. It's saying it's not flowing there. Excess reserves, this is also saying the money's not flowing into the system. This is monies banks have that could be lent out that's not been lent out. Now notice, for the 50 years, you've got this flat line. You know, and there's a little bulge in the beginning, like in a recession after 2000. But you know, basically, if banks have money, they can lend it out. Suddenly, this has exploded. So there's huge amounts of money that's not flowing into the system. If we have a recovery, this money will start flowing into the system, and it will be like an inflation tsunami. The one thing that saves us from hyperinflation is depression. So you've got like the frying pan and you've got the fire. These are your two choices. Here's zero money, my favorite money supply. And notice that this is just going up and up and up and up, and this has not been reflected in the inflation rate for 2 decades, really. I mean, our inflation rate is much lower than reported. Inflation rate is much lower than this increase in money supply. Zero money is cash. The various forms of cash, immediately available. And that's why I like looking at it. You know, it's what you could use right away. It's not like stuck in some CD or like somehow tied up. So then you can look at this, just Google the St. Louis Fed, you can see lots of other charts like this. They also look like this. Everything's going to the moon. But the Fed will tell you there's no inflation, we can't have inflation. Famous economists will do this, etc.